Hi everyone, welcome to Pawpaw's Workshop. You know, recently we had a big storm down here and it knocked down a good portion of my fence on one side of the house. Tore up the gate, broke out the whole sections of the fence, and knocked down slats. So today we're going to start to fix that, and we're going to make it a family project. And one of the surprising things is I got my 4-year-old to take some of the video. So that should be interesting to see also. So let's get started repairing this fence. First thing I'm doing is removing the slats on the side of the fence that got damaged as well. And I've got the gate over here leaning up against the house. I'm going to break that apart as well and save all the parts that I can. And that post completely snapped off, and it looked like it was rotten about halfway through. So that kind of shows you what 30 years of a fence post looks like. I got my son involved, and he found some old metal fence posts, and we got to dig those out of the ground too. Also taking the opportunity to get a lot of this dirt away from the foundation of the house. Over the years it has really built up and the dirt's almost to the top of the foundation. So we're going to clear all of that out at the same time. Now in the next segment of the video, my grandson, 4-year-old, was doing the filming, and we were starting to dig the holes, and the first thing we did, we ran the string line. So we attached the string line to one end. We didn't get that video, but when we came down to the other end, he was able to get that shot pretty good, and it shows how we can tie off the string and tighten it so that we have a nice straight line to be able to dig the holes. You see the nail?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to bend that back. Now then, can you see my hand? Okay, there we go. I'm going to take the string, I'm going to twist it. Okay, I'm going to put that over the nail, and then we're going to twist it tighter, pull it tighter. Okay, and we're going to tie it off just by looping that around. Just like that. All right, very good. Okay, in the next shot, couldn't get that camera away from the 4-year-old, so he was taking some pictures of me and my sons digging the holes necessary to be able to put the post in. I think he got more of me than anybody else, but it was a lot of fun. Yep.
I love you, Papa.
I love you too. Best cameraman ever. Yeah. Great job, man. Let's see what you're getting there. Just pump on. Get the shovel work too. Get that pile of dirt.
Telephone that all done.
Okay.
Are you done digging the hole now?
Now it was his turn to dig a little bit and carry some dirt off along the way. Not bad for a 4-year-old. I'm proud of him. Now for this hole right against the house, I actually dug it a little bit extra deep. So it's actually about 27 inches. And yes, my little cameraman was still filming and doing an excellent job. I wanted to do that so that this post would be solid. It was time to switch roles just a little bit and put him in charge of the project. So he was inspecting each of the holes and see how we were doing and making sure that we were doing it right.
See pieces in the diamond?
Yeah, but I can't read them. And then put it close to diamond.
Break time for the little guy, but he was still watching, didn't want to miss a thing. Okay, now we got all the holes dug and inspected by my 4-year-old supervisor. It was time to pour some concrete. There we go, awesome. Now, one of the things that I did a little bit different on this is I put 2 posts close together in the same hole. And that second post is actually for the gate. And I wanted to be able to do this to be able to really give a strong support for that gate so that it wouldn't sag over time. Had to check for plumb. Supervisor was right over my shoulder making sure that it was plumb in all the directions, and we staked off those 2 posts so that they would not move at all. And that's about as perfect as you can get. Okay, all the posts are now in place and we just got to wait for the concrete to dry. And while that was taking place, I went down the rest of the fence line and nailed back the slats that had broken out and replaced a few to be able to tighten up and secure the fence along the whole entire property line. To attach the stringers to the 4x4 posts, we used the screws and nails, and on this one we ran the 2x4 between those 2 posts to be able to give it a lot of support and strength. Now we're putting in the screws and we're also putting in nails to be able to hold the stringers in place. The other thing that we did, because this was a family do-it-yourself project, we did not cut the stringers, we just overlapped them. Now we have the stringers in place, and I know some people are going to say, why didn't you use 3? And also, why didn't you cut them? But it's really not necessary.
Push. Good job. Yeah, look at you.
All
Let's do it again.
Helper.
Let's do it again. Let's do a nut.
Look how cute.
All right, same thing.
You push it? Felix, push.
Hand, backside, push.
Push. Push.
Yay! All right.
All right.
Yay!
Look at you. You're such
Right.
a big boy.
And we couldn't leave the little one out. This is a little 2.5-year-old. He wanted to be able to get in there and help too. So we let him drill some of the screws into place. It was a lot of fun. Again, this is a big family project that we did. Now it's time to be able to put the slats in. And of course we ran the stringer line across the top and we used the level to make sure that everything was plumb. And then we just used the nail gun and we went ahead and nailed all the slats into place. There's a couple things that I want to point out. In putting this fence together with these fence slats, we wanted to match the neighbor's fence, so the height is exactly the same. The other thing that you really can't see that well in the video is we put a strip of wood across the very bottom. And this is so that if it rots, it's going to rot that one board out instead of rotting all of the fence slats bottoms. And this has actually helped to preserve the fence over a longer period of time. It also was because it was higher and we didn't want the gap at the bottom of the fence. So that gives you 2 real good reasons to have that extra fence slats across the bottom right on the ground. Again, it's hard to see in the video, but it's there, and I'm sure there'll be some people pointing that out. The other thing that I want to share with you is that the nails that we're using for this is a ring shank nail in this nail gun. And that way, those nails will actually hold stronger than just a normal nail. And now I wanted to be able to show you the completed project with that whole fence section completely done. So now it's new, it's strong, and then hopefully it'll last another 30 years. Now, being the Memorial Day weekend, it's time for a little fun.
Why do people think jumping on the floor is comfortable?
Hi everyone, thank you for watching my video today. If you like the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below and the little bell next to it so you'll be notified on the different videos that I upload. Also, check out the videos over here to be able to stay up to date on the happenings in my shop. So again, thank you for watching my videos.